When it's free, I'm like.
If it's free, it's shit.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Taylor. Welcome to my visual diary. I am a travel vlogger, and on today's video we are in London, England. I've really been in Paris. I've been in France for a week now, and so I took a miniature side quest to the beautiful town of London, England, because I effing love London, England. Like, let's be for real. And my partner lives in London, so we're gonna swing that. I just got in. This morning was crazy, as you guys saw. I was in Paris literally this morning, and I went to an observatory deck, and that was actually like super, super lit, considering like what I thought it was gonna be. The price was also super reasonable, which like shocked me. I didn't realize how big Paris was. I learned so much about it, and it also had like a gift shop in there, and it was a super real low-key chill way to start my morning. One thing I do recommend if you do go though, like make sure you go early, because I think I went at like 11, so like before noon, and after 12 it was packed in there, and it was definitely going to be like a long queue. So if you do go there, just go early. And I have it linked in the description if you want to go. But right now, I'm sitting here waiting on my partner to come get me from Gatwick. I flew into Gatwick. This is my first time flying into this airport, which, I mean, as of now, it's kind of vibes. I'm waiting for him to come get me, and it's whatever he wants to do, because he has plans. He has other things planned. He like made it very clear that he's running the show today. So I'm like, okay, whatever. He's a true local, so just like do some local vibes. I don't know. We had to make the detour. We had to make the detour. And y'all love London. Y'all love the UK. Y'all know I love the UK. I love that I'm already back in a country that speaks my language. I love that. So I'll check in with you guys later. Hey guys, so it's been a while since I've checked in. Before I start with these next couple of clips, where we're headed is to the Palace of Versailles. This was another thing I wanted to do when I was in Paris. So basically, what I had to do was I flew back in from London and I had to catch a train from the airport to Versailles. And that's probably about like an hour. I think it was like an hour and like a half because when I left, it was like kind of busy traffic. I ended up getting there and Versailles, like they had a lot of like lanes closed off for like the Olympics because Versailles is not in Paris. Versailles is its own city. And so I had to get there. When I got there, I learned a lot about like the history of Versailles because I booked a tour. I learned about like how symmetrical it is. I learned about a lot about the king who built it. I learned a lot about like Marie Antoinette and like her problematic history with France, like when she was alive, and how like our tour guide was like she's kind of a modern feminist. I learned a lot about like the role of being like the monarch, the role of being like the queen, what Versailles represented. And I even learned that the United States, we help like keep Versailles like upkeep, like where they have to like repaint the ceilings and replace like the mirrors that are in like the room of mirrors and all of these things. Like we support that initiative. Like the Rockefellers started that. I thought that was really interesting, and we still support Versailles to this day and its upkeep. I was like, wow, like our tour guide taught us that. I didn't expect it to be so beautiful, I would say. I don't really know what I was expecting. I was just going for the experience because y'all know I just go off of vibes and I don't do my research, which is like, it could be a good thing and it could be a bad thing. But I think like the thing that surprised me most about Versailles was honestly the city obviously is beautiful and how symmetrical it is, which was by design, but also the palace. The palace was very nice. I got really lucky because of the Olympics, it wasn't that crowded. They were saying that if it wasn't for the Olympics, like there would be thousands of people there and it would be really difficult to like walk through certain rooms. Like you would have to just keep moving, keep moving. One thing to know, it's very limited plugs in there. So if your phone, like if you don't have full charge on your cameras or your phone, I would definitely bring an external charger. I would also bring a mini fan because like most of Europe, there's not air conditioning. And so it was blazing hot in there at some points. I can't imagine how hot it would be when it's like fully packed with people. So I would recommend going like in the fall. Well, I wouldn't even know because if it's cold, it's gonna be cold inside too. But I just recommend, I don't know, if you're somebody that likes to be hot, or if you're somebody that likes to be cold, I would pick. If you're somebody that doesn't like to be hot, I would go during the winter. And if you're somebody that doesn't like to be cold, I would go during the summer because in addition to not having air conditioning, they don't have heat either. So it's probably going to be freezing in the wintertime. For this summer, though, I would definitely bring a fan. Like one of those like little mini fans. I would so bring that because it's so hot in there. It's so pretty, but it's so hot in there. I hope you guys enjoyed these next couple of clips because I really enjoyed filming them for you. And I hope you got to, like, you get some of the experience, like some of like the beauty and like what this palace was representing is like what can France do and what can France be. And the purpose of this palace was to show the world who France is, according to my tour guide. And so I hope my videos do it justice. I'm sure they don't. I did the best I can to capture the beauty and just the pride of being a citizen of France. So I've done enough talking, so let's just go to it. Was that place not magical? Like, was that place not beautiful? I feel like King Louis XIV, his vision was to let people know that France has arrived, France is artistic, France is popping, and France can make the impossible happen. And he did not disappoint. I think what I was most impressed by is like how much art was in. I didn't want to give too much away earlier in the clip because like if you've never been, you knew nothing and you know nothing about Versailles, I feel like it was better to go into it blind. That was probably the part that I enjoyed the most because I was not expecting so much art to be there and to really see like the beauty of the palace because I really, really enjoy art. I don't know. Like I feel like if you're torn between like the Louvre and Versailles and you really want something that like encaptures France, I recommend Versailles. Obviously go to the Louvre if you can. Go to the Louvre if you can. But I feel like Versailles is very much like French history and it's very much showcasing like the pride of being France. You know what I mean? Like the pride involved with that. And I felt like it was really good to see like an authentic side of the country and like a real important part of their history and culture. Like I love that. Also, what I also liked about Versailles on the other side is a war museum. And I even liked how like they did the war in like art forms. They did a lot of portraits from famous wars that happened. So like I really enjoyed that part as well. I didn't stay in Versailles long though. After that, I ended up coming back to Paris. And so that's where the next part of this video is going to be. It's going to be showcasing like what I did when I got back in Paris. I don't think I mentioned, but this was my last day in France and I was so sad to leave, but I definitely made the most of my last day in Paris. And so let's go ahead and get into what I did. As you guys saw, the last thing that I did was I went to a couple bookstores, I walked around the city, I ate amazing food, and I just enjoyed like my last day in Paris. I hope that you found things that inspired you. I'm sorry I couldn't film inside of Shakespeare & Co. They didn't allow for you to film inside, and I really want to get inside because I know that bookstore is like a super like touristy spot. But I did like the Red Wheelbarrow. That place was nice, and it also has a huge English selection, and they also have like a kids store beside the adult store. If you're looking for like English books and you want to see something and know that like there's things for you if you're an English speaker, I 100% recommend that place. I didn't buy any books though. I did end up getting a ring though. Like, because I definitely, like, in that store, I liked the ring, the store that I showed you guys, so I did get a ring. Yeah, it was just, like, a great time. Paris, France in general, was just so vibey. If you're somebody that likes art and likes history, and you're really into, like, fashion and just the art, Paris is the place for you. It's not even Paris, France in general is a place for you. The people say that the people of France are not it. I didn't have that experience. Everybody was nice to me. Everybody was kind and so sweet and so just like patient. Like I said in a couple of videos, so patient and so welcoming. One thing is though, they don't make exceptions and accommodations. I think that's one thing that might put off some Americans because like we are used to like the customer's always right. I feel like in France, the business is always right. So I feel like that might be a little off-putting. It might be a little bit of a different culture. That's just how they run. So like if you're late to a reservation, they're not going to make an exception for you. Like reservations getting canceled. If you are coming when they're about to close, so let's say like they close at like 2 and you get there right at 1:55, and then they'll let you in, but at 2 o'clock, get out. You know what I mean? Like in America, if you come like 1:55, you can straggle and like sit about and like really like I could have a whole shopping experience when the place is closed. Like France doesn't run like that at all. What they say, that's what it is. Sometimes they don't have substitutions. Sometimes they have limited options of their menu, which also could be a little off-putting. So let's say you go somewhere, you want something, it's made fresh. So let's say they're out for the night or it's close to closing, they're not going to make it for you. They're not going to make it for you. And that just is what it is. So I feel like that part, it can be a little difficult for Americans. So as long as you go into it knowing that they're not going to make exceptions for you and the business is right, you're going to have no problem. But if you go into it thinking like, I'm going to like get somebody to make a whole bunch of alterations to my dishes, if I am 10 minutes late to reservation or 15, 20 minutes late, they're still going to make an exception for me. If I want to sleep in a little late and not check out on time, they're going to be cool with it. That is not how this country runs at all. And another thing that people always say about France is like, they're like, if you don't speak French, don't bother. I don't agree with this statement. I feel like France is just so populated. And so if you're in a state, like in a business space, and there is a line and there's a queue, there's no need for us to fumble over the language. Like if it's incorrect French, it's not them really trying to be mean. It's just like they want to like keep the process moving. You know what I mean? So I feel like a lot of people have like this, I feel like it's like a misrepresentation of the country where it's like, don't even bother. I don't agree with that. I don't think it's don't even bother. It's just don't even bother in busy places. Like obviously say like bonjour, merci, excusez-moi, like things like that. Like obviously those types of things. But like when you're in a business setting, like dining, shopping, in the hotel, when you're actually like doing something and there's a line behind you and you don't speak good French, don't bother. It's just like, read the room. And I feel like the French people are like, read the room. Like, you know, so like as long as you're okay with those things, you will be fine. Oh, and Americans were loud. We are loud. You can be on like in a restaurant or in a train and hear a pin drop. Like they're not loud. And so like you kind of put this target on your head when you're being loud. So like, let's say you're in a restaurant and you're drinking and you're just loud and like laughing with your friends and etc. It can be a little bit of disturbance to like the regular norms of that restaurant, and you're not speaking French. So you know that you're American, and it's like, it's just a different culture, and not everybody might not receive that. So that also might impact how you're treated. I hate to say it. I hate to say it, but it's the truth. Like, it's the truth. So I don't want your experience to be tainted by things you don't know if you're an American going to France. Because I know, like, Americans who go to France, a lot of connotations has been that it's not been a rewarding experience. But I think if you just go into it knowing the business is always right, be on time, they're not going to make exceptions for you. They're not being rude when you don't speak the language. It's just when you're in a business setting and they are working, if you know English and they know English, just speak English. It's easier, it's more efficient, and don't be loud. And I know that's hard because we're loud. We are loud and we're extra, but see, like, let's just do a noise check when we go in a room. And if you can just stay at the noise level, just think of it as like, use your American voice, use your international voice. My international voice is not my American voice. It's just not. Just read the room. Just read the room. So that's my advice for this trip. So if you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. Push notifications. I also, like I said, my link in my couple of videos back, I have started a travel fund. No pressure, but if you feel like you want to donate to me in any way, any donation, big, small, I don't care. I will take it all. It'll support flights, hotels, lodging, Airbnbs, all the things travel, because I am not sponsored. So these trips aren't free, y'all. And I would really, really enjoy your support if you feel led to donate. No pressure. But again, thank you guys always as watching, and I will see you in my next video. Love you. Mwah. Bye.